Welcome back to the Interlocutors. I'm your co-host, Jacob Chestnut.
And I'm your other co-host, Noah Miller.
Last podcast, we talked about a couple things. Talked about 420, Black Mirror, and my TED Talk. How do we think the last podcast went, Noah?
Sound like a newscaster.
I wish, man.
Actually, I've always thought, like, my dream job, a cool job to have would be like a late night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm talking like Stephen Colbert, John Oliver kind of.
So, somebody who listened to our last podcast from where I work actually ended up coming to me and saying, dude, you guys could have like a talk show.
Well, that's kind of what a podcast is.
But like a TV talk show, like Conan or somebody more important than us.
Oh yeah, with much, much higher production value.
And way more money.
Yeah. We did cover those topics, 420, Black Mirror, and your TED Talk. We do have something we should say. Get it out of the way real quick. Last episode, our first episode, we made it didn't affect too much.
No, but it was like, God, you know.
Yeah. We made the mistake of calling Mitch McConnell an ex-Speaker of the House.
Or no, yeah.
Yeah. He is not, nor has ever been, a Speaker of the House in the United States of America.
He's the Senate Majority Leader.
Yeah. Senate Majority Leader, kind of roughly...
They're roughly equal in power, except the Senate Majority Leader is the Senate Majority Leader, and the Speaker of the House is the Speaker of the House.
Touché. That's very true. I've studied government for many years of my life. And if
many moons.
Many moons. If there's one thing I can conclusively say, it's that the Senate Majority Leader is not the Speaker of the House. I've thought about it a lot. I've given a lot of thought. I actually wrote my thesis on that.
Wow, that's really pathetic.
Not really. I mean, I did, but... So...
I didn't write my thesis on it, but I did write a thesis about it. More of a thesis statement, though, than an actual thesis.
So it was like a sentence.
Yeah.
So, our last podcast, as of my last checking of it, got 24 views.
Which is 23 more than we thought it was going to get.
Yeah, we knew it would get one, because I was going to watch it afterward.
Yeah. Wow, we're lame.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just got to be your own biggest fan.
I think we are.
Yeah.
Have you seen our hair? Well, the viewer hasn't, but we have.
Yeah. I've seen my hair.
I've seen your hair, too.
Yeah, it's a bit sharp right now, but...
It's all right. I think it's the tepidness of the outside air.
The tepid... Yeah,
it's a little tepid.
Oh, man, the weather, as of late, has been beautiful.
It has. It has been gorgeous.
Yeah, we live in Ohio, where the weather sometimes has a few temper tantrums.
Mm-hmm. And if the wind blows the wrong way, all you smell is manure.
That's true. In certain parts of our area. Which is... In certain parts, including where we live.
Man, it's so nice.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I've always said that that's kind of... Like, if I tell my grandchildren that if the wind blew the wrong way, everything smelled like manure, they're going to think I grew up during the Great Depression. You know?
Nope, it's just the Rust Belt.
Yeah, the Rust Belt. Yeah, that's where we live. Get over it.
Wow.
I wish we could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, our first topic on the docket, if you will, we're sort of like judges. Very unqualified judges.
Have you been to law school? I know I haven't.
I've heard the word law school a few times before.
Isn't it more of like a phrase than...
I think I know what it means.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, our first real item on the docket is a quick story. Well, not a quick story. It's a story I have to tell you, Jacob.
Oh, dude, I love stories.
I am a triplet. I don't know if I've said that before. I think I might have covered it on our last first episode. Which means I have a brother and a sister. Not necessarily. Not in that order either.
Who came out first?
That would be my sister, who we are going to call, for our purposes, Matilda. Because I don't think that's... I don't like using names
without
I just feel
without consent, you know?
yeah, even though you could easily like find that, it's just kind of like, you know,
It's just one of those things.
yeah. She is my sister. I also have a brother, as I've mentioned. We're gonna call him James. James is like a buffer version of me, basically. A buffer, more boisterous version of me.
Emphasis on the word boy. Boy. Stress.
Boy. Yeah.
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, recently, my sister has decreed, I suppose, that she be referred to as the bougie queen.
What?
yeah. Bougie being like high class.
I don't think that's what bougie means.
Bougie? Yeah, that's like, well, like, bougie, it does mean, like, it's short for, like bourgeoisie or something like that.
Really?
Right?
I don't...
Well, you know, I've just gone along with it.
Alright.
As I often do.
I'm gonna look this up real quick. You keep going, though.
Yeah. Now, Matilda has requested, commanded everyone to call her the bougie queen, and refers to anyone else as her what is it? I don't know, her pawns, I suppose. Her peons, maybe. Instead, I've been calling her the bougie bitch. Which I to her. I assure you, she thinks it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. If I may interject, according to Urban Dictionary, bougie means high class, flossin', ballin', one who possesses swag, elite, rich.
Yeah, yeah, like part of the aristocracy.
Yeah, and it is an abbreviation of the French bourgeoisie.
Well, but yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Like, that's one of those words where bourgeoisie is a word that I don't think I've ever seen spelled, and that's a word I don't think I've ever seen or heard.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put two and two together, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, sure, bourgeoisie.
That sounds like it might work.
Yeah, sure. Like, that's roughly the collection of letters in sort of the same order.
The English language in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Now, our next topic, I think, it would be, if it would be right of me to say, is the topic of square dancing.
Which neither of us have ever done.
Yes. Well, that's not entirely accurate.
Wait.
Yeah,
Hold
hold on.
One, accurate. Two...
Did I say accurate?
Yeah, you did.
Accurate. No, I'm kidding. Accurate. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Yeah,
it's like, dude,
stay in your chair there.
Shut up.
When I was in, I want to say second or third grade, there were like music classes, where I went to school, because you and I at that time went to different schools.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Technically speaking.
Yeah, same district, two different schools.
Right. And there, for one reason or another, we learned how to square dance with each other.
Whoa, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, because I guess in Hicktown, where we live, that was an important life skill that they wanted to teach us.
Important life school.
Yeah, important life school.
It was an important life school.
Yeah. And then also after that, there was some kind of festival in Alexandria when I was really young that I was forced to square dance in. That I had no idea what I was doing, but it turned out okay. Yeah, right. But at least I'm going soon.
I am actually. I'm going.
You are?
You going the 19th?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is May 19th. Jacob and I are taking on square dancing.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of excited, I won't lie. You know, actually, Mr. Wentz and Mrs. Gary, two of our teachers, stopped me in the hall today, or Mrs. Gary specifically, and was talking about square dancing, and Mr. Wentz came up and was like, oh yeah, I love square dancing.
Wow! not at all. I never would have painted him as a square dancing guy.
You know, there's a lot of things I would not have painted Mr. Wentz as, but here we are.
You know, the very first thing I planned for square dancing was not where I'm going to learn how to square dance or how much, you know, like the cost of entry or anything like that. It was what I'm going to wear.
Speaking of that, I actually have a draft for... Maybe I tweeted this already. I can't really tell. Oh, I must have.
Twitter's a big part of our lives.
Yeah, Twitter's a massive part of our lives. Speaking of which, we'll be linking them in the description below. Square dancing is just a flannel cult.
Accurate. Yes.
Yeah,
Accurate.
it's just a big, sweaty, flannel,
old,
generally speaking, cult.
Yeah. Yeah. We have friends, believe it or not, who aren't each other.
Mm-hmm.
Who will probably have on the show at some time.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully soon. As
Yeah.
Well. They have coaxed us into square dancing. Now, I have been asked to square dance with them, by them, for a long time. Probably the past year.
They asked me to go like once before this.
Yeah. They've been desperate. They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel if they're asking for us. But you know, I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah. It's important to be like cultured, and I think it'll help us grow as people.
Yeah, because
help me identify with, you know, the non-square dancers even more.
Right. It's kind of as I've grown older, I found it's kind of unfair to ostracize the like I don't want to say hick things, but like very country things, just because when I grew up around them, or as I've grown up around them, I think they're not cool. You know?
Well, they aren't cool, and actually, that's all I got.
but that shouldn't be like a determining factor.
That's fair.
In like
that's fair.
What new things we try.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be pretty new. Even for me, it's new. I don't know how to square dance. I've learned twice and still don't know.
I've never learned.
Yeah. We'll be in the same boat, I assure you.
Okay. Cool.
I guess there's like a caller, too. Like someone, like in rowing, who...
Like a shirt collar?
No. Like someone who calls out what moves you're supposed to do next.
Oh, like the dude who goes like, grab your partner, do-si-do. Where do we stop? I don't know.
Yes. Do-si-do, I guess, is a phrase.
We do live in Hicksville.
Yeah.
You know, is it appropriate to call it Hicksville or Hicktown or Hickburg or...
For Hickston.
The River Hicks?
Yeah, the River Hicks. Okay. Sorry, I was not expecting humor of that highbrow here. Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of that.
Do you know what you'll be wearing?
Actually, I think I'm gonna wear, so, my father is extremely, and I mean extreme, like, he's got, like, a cowboy hat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna borrow...
I don't think that's too extreme, per se.
But he also has, like, the belt buckle that's the size of your face.
Okay,
so
that's
I think,
pretty extreme.
I think I'm gonna wear, like, a red flannel cowboy boots, but not just any cowboy boots. Cowboy boots that have, like, the toe curled up.
So, like, elf shoes?
But they're, like, cowboy boots, you know.
Sounds like a cross between Isengard and Hickston.
Probably. But I think I'm gonna try that with a red flannel with some jeans. But they gotta be like, it's a very specific kind of blue jean because we're country folk and we don't settle for ripped jeans.
It's gotta be like
no.
Yeah, it's gotta be like nice light wash jeans or like somewhat
exceptionally dark wash.
Yeah, or good looking dark wash jeans that aren't ripped but are styled. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cause
might get ones with like what are those, like, they're not buttons but they're like the brass, like, they're not buttons but they're like,
oh, you mean where you kind of have to pull them past it and then...
No, it's not like a clasp, not like for the belt or like to button them, like when you're putting them on, but like on the back pockets, like it's little brass like circles. I'm trying to think.
Oh, they're sort of like rivets, right?
Yeah, the rivets. I'm gonna get some riveted and accented jeans, but like only on my butt.
Yeah.
Like the pockets that have like designs sewn into them.
Mm-hmm. My brother has this pair of jeans that he considers very emasculating because they're like kind of showy jeans, you know? And I don't mean like they're nice jeans, but they're pizzazzy jeans. If that makes sense. Yeah. They're like washed in such a way that certain parts of it are like lighter, like towards the thigh and stuff. Yeah. We're literally talking about the clothes we're going to wear to square dancing.
And actually, I probably won't wear any of that. I might wear jeans, tennis shoes, and I'll probably still wear a flannel.
I think boots would be a good call if you have any.
I don't know. I could borrow my dad's, but like,
I can't borrow my dad's clothing. I am a very big person. I have size 17 feet. My dad has like size maybe 13, 14.
Oh.
Yeah. And he could like eat me too. He's way heavier than I am.
You're both tall, but he's the wider one, and you're the stick one.
Yeah, more stick-like one.
You're more like a praying mantis than.
Okay, this has been a thing, dear listener, where Jacob insists that my spirit animal, or like my spirit insect, is the praying mantis.
It is. If you could like,
and he wants me to adopt this pose. It's praying mantis-esque.
So if you've ever seen, like, if this is gonna sound so weird, if you've ever watched Phineas and Ferb, and the episode where they go back to prehistoric times, and there are dinosaurs in the shape of Candace, the way they hold their arms kind of out in front of them, like T-Rex arms almost, but instead of like just like T-Rex arms down,
is
they're
it
like
almost
up by their chin, so like if there was a keyboard in front of their chin, they could type and like kiss with the space bar.
So they could rest like their head.
Yeah, but like that, I'm telling.
To me, this sounds like I'm Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Actually,
he does
kind of like use his arms a little bit when he walks, and he's got like a little like, you can't see it, but I'm rubbing my hands together like Doof. Like, my boy Dr. Doof.
An evil like hand rubbing. Let's agree to never use the phrase hand rubbing.
Garcia Perry, the platypus.
Yeah. And he's also like German, isn't he? Or maybe he's Austrian.
He's from.
Is it a made-up place?
Yeah, but I don't know. All I know is that his favorite food is dunkelberries.
Dunkelberries?
Yeah. Dunkelberry pie.
What are they? What color are they?
They're like, it's like a bluish purple.
Oh, great, cool. That's a cool color, I guess.
Yeah, you can't see it, so how would you know?
Yeah. Square dancing. We got way off topic.
Sorry, it was important.
To be fair, it was important. That's true.
You're a praying mantis.
Disagree.
Who square dances?
What?
You're a praying mantis who square dances.
I like frogs. I've told you this.
Frogs and ducks, yeah.
Frogs and ducks are my favorite animals. I like them a lot. Can't exactly put a finger on why. Maybe Naruto had something to influence the whole frog thing.
I'm telling you, dude. Naruto is the best.
And you know, dear listener, you didn't see that, but Jacob just made hand signs. Actually, he's currently making hand signs from Naruto.
Dude, it's cool.
And you know, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like you practiced a lot.
I do it in my... Honestly, it's become kind of like a nervous tick now, so anytime like I don't know what to do with my hands in a conversation, I'll just start making hand signs.
Imagine that in the context of Naruto, where like you're a ninja, and when you're nervous, you just start making hand signs.
Suddenly you're out of chakra before you fight someone because you just channeled it all.
Yeah, but you could have like so many shadow clones around you.
You know, it's actually... Can I just interject here with a little bit of Naruto lore?
Sure.
Wow, that was a terrible rhyme. Anywho,
go on.
So if you haven't seen the Naruto, the hand sign that they make, and this is all like based around like hand signs that represent zodiacs.
Really?
Well, I mean, think about it. You have like dog.
Yeah, I know.
Ox, tiger,
does
dragon.
that mean that there were only like 12?
Yeah, there are only 12. Technically, 12 like main hand signs. There are some like based, but one of them is the shadow clone, and it isn't technically, it's not a zodiac. And the shadow clone is if you take your hand, if you take your fist, and then you put two fingers up, your first two fingers, your pointer,
the sky, right?
Yeah, pointer and middle. Wow. And then you do the same thing with the other hand, but cross it behind. Yeah, it's like a T. That's the shadow clone jutsu hand sign. But that doesn't represent anything. It's just like, I think it's just like a focal point. I think it's weird because with most other jutsu, aside from like the Kekkei Genkai, which is like a family jutsu, they all are based around like hand signs like the tiger and the ox and dragon, serpent. But Shadow Clone.
If I quiz you on these, could you like tell me each one?
Yeah, actually, I could.
Give me the dragon.
Dragon.
But that kind of does look like a dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh huh.
I'm not gonna ask for any more because it's kind of a visual thing.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's weird that the Shadow Clone isn't used for anything. Although when you get to Naruto Shippuden, they don't even use the hand sign anymore. It's just kind of like something that happens.
It's sort of like in Harry Potter where they don't even say the spell.
Yeah, it's just kind of something that they like just throw the wand and it's like spell.
Yeah, and I understand that there's. I mean, the whole like swish and flick thing trope.
Swish and flick.
That makes it seem like you're supposed to make specific movements with your wand when you do it.
And there are technical specific movements. Like Expelliarmus is kind of like
It's sort of like a waving around.
Yeah, it's like a think of like it's like a cosine curve on a graph.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I was a little flustered with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like I feel like by the end of Harry Potter, they just kind of like wave their wand in whatever way they feel like, and spells happen.
Yeah.
And they don't say anything; they just think it. You know.
And I mean, the same is kind of true as you grow more powerful and more proficient with jutsu. You don't have to make the hand signs so much anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they actually say that?
I mean, yes, they do say that, but it's also something that just kind of happens. If you notice, sometimes they'll make a jutsu with only one hand instead of using both hands for the sign.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe you can have like a faux chakra hand. Like a phantom hand.
Because the hand signs are used to help channel your chakra.
Not necessarily like to do
activate
anything.
the jutsu. It's more of just like channeling things for the chakra.
Is it accurate to say that they're like training wheels?
Yeah. Yes, they're training wheels.
Okay.
But they're like really they're like tiny training wheels that you rarely take off.
Okay.
Yeah. Think of imagine like one of those spider vehicles that you see on the road with 3 wheels.
Mm-hmm.
But then, hand signs, they're like the extra 2 wheels that are on the same like axle. You technically could take them off, but it has the potential to be very, very bad.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
We were talking about square dancing.
Now
I suppose it shows how much of like nerds we are.
And we do love anime.
Where we somehow find a way to get from square dancing to anime.
Yeah.
Or somehow. We get there.
But we did.
Okay, you're still doing the
I'm sorry.
hand signs?
It just kind of happens, you know?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to square dancing.
Yes, me too.
I am more looking forward to, like, just kind of square dancing with people I know, you know? Because I feel like if it were just if I were walking into it blind with maybe 3 other people, I would be like, no, you know?
How big is the square dancing group that we're going in?
I don't know. It sounds like there are almost double digits of people in the group.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for this.
The square dancing event is actually a day before we graduate, too. Yeah. Which, you know, when that was pointed out, I kind of thought, well, you know, I owe it to these people. I've gone 18 years without square dancing with them, even though they've only been asking me for the past year.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I should oblige them.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Almost found it.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for the group to see if I can find how many people.
Wait, there's a group?
It's on it's on Snapchat group.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not on.
Which would explain why you're not in it.
Why can't we do something like text group? Let's talk about this.
Okay.
There seem to be like 3 modes of communication, like group communication, used by people of our age, and that is Snapchat groups, Instagram groups, and text groups. Okay. Now I get text groups. You know, everyone gets the notification, which sucks. All right, but some people don't have like accounts on the other 2, right? I think most people have Snapchat. I'm kind of in the minority there.
You actually are in it. You just don't have Snapchat, so you can't see that you're in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The name of the group, dear listener, is Square Dancin'.
Not dancing. Dancing.
Dancin'. Yeah. Say no, it's country.
Yeah.
country boy.
Yeet.
That's a thing we used to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeet yeet. We did it ironically.
It was pretty ironic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Actually,
ironic.
that kind of relates back to square dance because you'd have a caller. Generally speaking, it'd be one of our dear friends, whose name will not be used for purposes.
Yeah.
But he would, and it happens every time we pass over a railroad. He would yell
when like driving or anything like that.
He would go Y to the double E-T. Yeet, yeet.
And those last two yeets would be said by all.
Mm-hmm.
And fun times.
Kind of a call response.
Fun times had by all.
Yeah.
Really, truly. Until they weren't because we were forced to not do that.
Yeah. Chaos kind of ensued afterwards, so it's probably for the best.
Yeah. But it was really, like, masculine and hearty when everyone would go, yeet, yeet, because everyone, like, get down to their chest. Belt one out, you know what I mean?
Kind of make your voice a little bit hoarse if you did it loud enough afterward, but it was worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was, I'm not a tradition person, but that was a tradition I could get behind.
Yeah. So we were talking about modes of, communication.
Yeah. There's no good answer to communication, okay?
Talking's a pretty good one.
Well,
but that's just me.
But that requires you all be in the same place.
At the same time.
Personally, when communicating with someone, like on my phone, this is relating to the phone, not in real life. We're just going to go strictly based off of our phone or various other handheld technology.
Okay.
I prefer calling people. I like just talking on the phone because I feel like we can convey our ideas a lot better through tones and stuff. Plus, you can speak a lot faster than you can type.
Very true.
Most people, at least that I don't know if anyone can type as quickly as they can speak, except for like when you're using shorthand as like a stenographer.
Yeah, actually, I wonder if like really good pianists could type that fast.
Oh yeah, because they do kind of have the
and I've noticed that every like really good pianist that I've ever met has also been able to type just insanely fast. I'm talking like hundreds of words per minute.
Hundreds of words per minute? Okay.
Like, not like not a lot of hundreds. Not like multiple hundreds, but like in the upper 100s to the lower 200 words per minute.
Now, Jacob, while you're saying that, I'm gonna look up the world's fastest speed.
Okay.
For typing, okay.
Right, and even if it's not like actually hundreds of words per minute, it's what it seems like, and that's what's really important here.
That's true. And at one time, one time I looked up, like world championships for typing. Mm-hmm. And they look pretty fast, to say the least. I've looked this up. As of 2005, writer Barbara Blackburn was the fastest alphanumerical English language typist in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, using the Dvorak simplified keyboard. Do you know what that is?
No.
I will tell you.
Okay.
After this, she maintained 150 words per minute for 50 minutes and 170 words per minute for shorter periods. Her top speed was 212.
So, alright, it doesn't sound like it was actually, like, upper 100s, lower 200s, but it seems like it could be, Mm-hmm. And, like, I can type the word "the" pretty fast, so I feel like
Yeah. There's some words where you just kind of have it down.
Like, as, like, it's next to each other on, like, a QWERTY keyboard.
As is like, Yeah. The Dvorak simplified keyboard. Our friends, as we've... Well, I'm not going to say that, but... the Dvorak keyboard is a different keyboard that's used. It's available on like phones and stuff. In fact, I used to use it on my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I stopped because I was like, "Why am I using this keyboard?" But my original reason is the current setup of keyboards is intentionally made to slow you down.
Really?
And I know that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but this is why. The QWERTY keyboard was borrowed from typewriters. Mm-hmm. Now, if you type a typewriter too fast, like type on one too quickly, it will seize up, as I'm sure you're aware. So, keyboard makers had to make sure that people couldn't like go ham on it. So they spaced a lot of the more common letters pretty like kind of all over the place.
Farther apart.
Yeah, that's why you have like N and M in the lower right corner, and then like A and S on the left, and E kind of above that, and O on the top right corner. You know, it's all over the place. It's kind of a mess.
Mm-hmm.
It seems pretty random, and it sort of is. You know, in a random order meant to slow you down.
Mm-hmm.
The Dvorak keyboard stops that and like puts all of the most used letters close together in the middle, and like where home row would be, and puts some of the more like exotic letters, I suppose, away from it.
The exotic
letters, yeah.
Wow.
And when you first start, you kind of like tap, you kind of relearn how to type. But
like a really old person who's seeing a keyboard. Not even like, they didn't even get the chance to use a typewriter. It's just they're seeing a keyboard for the first time.
Yeah. We've all seen those old people who use 2 hands on a mouse, right?
And you know what? This is not to knock any elderly people, because I'm sure that there are elderly people who know way more about technology out there than me.
Oh, absolutely.
But everyone I've seen types like a chicken trying to pick up a piece of grain off the ground.
They just sort of like hover their finger.
It's like a peck.
Yeah, keyboards use 2 hands. Mice or mouses? I don't know.
I think it's mice.
Would it be mice? Does that carry over to it being different? Maybe. It probably would, right?
I don't know. According to Amazon, when I go to look up, because I was going to buy a new mouse, but when Amazon said mice and mouses...
Well, that's of no help.
Yeah.
Those are meant to be used by one hand, with one hand. I've seen old people use the mouse with 2 hands and the keyboard with 1, and that just doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything new with that. You know.
Yeah, it's kind of common knowledge.
You know, I don't want to say on the upside, but like those people will eventually die out.
Jeez, man.
Not to get macabre. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that that's a thing.
The finity of life and the infinity of death.
Yes. They will cease to be.
Jeez, man.
And thus, we'll have more proficient typers. I'm not saying that, like, boy, I can't wait for all these slow typers to die. But I'm just saying, you know, they're kind of relics of the past. You know, from a time...
And we're relics of the future.
I mean, we'll eventually be relics of the past, too. We'll be old. And then some kid will be like, man, I can't wait for these slow hergerblers to... Jacob, you took a drink as I said that, which was not a very good choice.
Hergerblers.
Yeah, hergerblers.
What does that even mean?
We don't know yet. We're gonna be too old to know by then. They're gonna be like, can't wait for all these hergerblers who are slow at hergerbling.
Stop! You gotta stop saying. Oh my God!
You all right? You gonna? Have you had an adequate amount of time to consume your beverage?
Shut up. Trying to sound all high and mighty while I'm talking about
hergerbling. May I venture to say that is...
You're a hergerbler.
How dare you say that?
You know what?
But at least I'm a proficient and fast hergerbler, okay?
Is that like synonymous with typing now?
Honestly, typing is...
It's like a form of hergerbling.
No. That's not where I was going to go with that at all.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Typing is kind of like... Like, maybe I'm thinking too far into the future with this, but it's not very intuitive.
No.
Like pressing buttons. You know? Neither is writing, for that matter, and people still write today and have been writing for many thousands of years.
Yeah. Writing's kind of fun if you think about it, though.
I mean, what makes it fun? And what makes it more fun than typing?
Well, I don't know. Typing just takes all the fun out of writing, you know? Like, writing...
Does it?
Well, think about the complexity of writing. Like,
Think of the complexity of typing.
Well, yeah, I get that there's a little more, like, mechanical complexity than, like, intellectual complexity.
Is there less intellectual complexity with typing?
Just let me say what I want to say, okay?
Say what you want to say.
Like, society, and this is true across all cultures, different societies and different cultures have found a way to create, like, a singular set of letters and numbers. A singular set of letters and numbers, and symbols for that matter, that are understood by all who speak that dialect. without language.
Okay, you mean like regionally people have developed their own writing style and language.
Yeah, but it's like you pick up something, and humans had to invent like writing utensils. You can't just pick up a stick and be like, "I'm gonna make words with this."
Mm-hmm. Unless like
words didn't even exist when they tried to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But they take like a pen or a pencil, and your brain sends a signal to your muscles, which then move to create something, and I think that's really cool, personally.
I think you're just describing being human in general, or like being alive in general by your brain sends muscles to your body to...
Your brain
to create
sends
something.
muscles to your...
Sorry, sends signals to your muscles to, would you rather I say it sends bodies to your muscles? Sends signals to your muscles to do things.
Look, don't try to trivialize this, okay?
Yeah, I think you trivialized it in the first place.
You know what? Just say what you were going to say, okay?
Okay, no.
Don't shut up. Just say what you were going to say.
Let me take what I am going to say down a path that I think you wanted to go down, but kind of strayed a little from.
Noah, just shut up.
I think what you're saying, and what I agree with, is that it's kind of amazing that so many different cultures not only developed their own language, but figured out how to make shapes on like paper and stuff, written shapes that coincide with those sounds, that communicate the same ideas, roughly speaking. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not butthurt at all.
Okay. With typing, though, what would you say is less complicated about typing than writing?
To the average person, everything.
What's the average person who doesn't write nor type?
Well, no, the average person who does both, but did not... Well, think of... Ooh! See, that's a whole new thing. Because typing, you have to... Like, typing and writing, you both use symbols that you recognize as those symbols to create the word.
Yes.
But with typing, you don't, like, actually make the shape, you just see the shape and press the shape, and the shape appears.
Mm-hmm.
However, the people who invented both, I think you can't have typing without writing.
Can you not?
Well, typing wouldn't exist without writing.
Would it not?
No.
Why?
Because typing evolved as a more efficient way of writing.
So you don't think that, like, at some point we could have gone entirely without writing and maybe, like...
Well, if we hadn't written anything, that there wouldn't be... You wouldn't have the basis to create typing.
Would we not?
No, I don't think we would.
Because, I think we wouldn't have typing in the way we know it today. In the same way, I think, like our current model of typing is very heavily based on writing.
Yeah.
I agree with you there, but I don't think typing in general is...
Oh my god.
Well, okay.
No.
There are cultures around the world that have existed, that use like beads on strings to communicate ideas.
Really?
Right? Yeah. Is it...
It's new information to me.
Couldn't some system have developed where you still press buttons and beads appear on the screen, but... you never used letters, it conveyed ideas, and you're still typing on a keyboard. All without written language.
I mean, I guess...
Right?
Shut up and finish your story.
No, listen, this isn't a debate. This is just like more of a ponderance, I'm not like claiming any kind of defeat or victory here. I'm just saying...
You say that, but...
I'm not!
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I am.
It's positive as
Jacob,
my AIDS.
I see you as my equal.
Whoa, really?
What? Yeah, obviously.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of douchey to be like, yeah, you're beneath me.
That's fair. Alright, moving on from this revelation.
Revelation.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just... Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Typing? I don't know. Okay, Dvorak keyboard, right? That's where we were.
I think we were actually on square dancing, but...
Oh, yeah. That's true. Very true.
It's evolved.
Oh, shoot. You know what? We did kind of get stray a long way.
Like I think it was like 15 minutes worth of long way.
Yeah, and but that's fine. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay?
And, I mean, I don't know if people are even going to get this far, but...
Probably not. But you know what? Record your own damn podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to hear topics that you want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah!
Yeah! You're supposed to go a little bit higher?
I'm not feeling it right now.
Alright, okay. That's fair. Do you just want to move on to the next topic?
I mean, we could. Yeah, that's true. We don't have a whole lot of time. At least for this topic. Which I feel is a big thing. But we could return to typing if we find that it is short. Would you like to introduce it?
Sure. So, as you may or may not know at this point, I can't remember if we covered it in the last podcast or not. We are seniors in high school.
At the end of high school.
Yeah, and our graduation is a week and a half from today.
Ooh! Didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was soon, but
that's like crazy to think about, right?
Yeah. I think everyone in their life, well, at least goes through a standard American education, kind of gets here and was like, oh,
whoa, okay. But let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's a broad topic.
Cue the good mythical morning intro.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Boom.
Hi, I'm Rhett.
Hi, I'm Link.
Actually, I feel like I would be Link and you would be Rhett.
But I can't grow facial hair.
Well, I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very well, but I...
Well, then, you're Noah, I'm Jacob. This is the Interlocutors, not Good Mythical Morning.
Very true. Let's start off with, I think, a good launch pad.
Freshman year. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I was gonna start, we could start there, or we could get there at some point. But let's start with our senior sheet or our senior bio. Now, every senior.
Oh yeah, that sheet that they had us fill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every senior, when their time comes, must fill out a paper.
It's like 5 short questions.
Yeah, 5 short questions that we give 5 equally short answers to.
I actually only gave 3.
Yeah?
I didn't finish it.
You just handed it in kind of blank?
Yeah, they actually came to get it from me 7th period today.
And they were like, do you have it?
And I was like, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I sound like. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that voice.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I have that paper.
Well, actually, I want to run my answers by you first.
One of the questions... We can go through the questions. I don't know them too well.
The first question was where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Right. I said a smart, handsome programmer with a growing fan club.
I said a charming, well-dressed music educator who's currently working on his PhD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that would be pretty cool if we were both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe at the same time.
Maybe we were both of the... Yeah. I'm not only a smart, handsome programmer with a growing fan club, but also...
a charming, well-dressed music educator working on his PhD.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you will be a programmer and also working on your PhD and have a growing fan club and will be well-dressed and charming.
I was voted best dressed by the senior class, okay?
That's true. Yeah, that's another thing. These senior standouts.
God.
We both said that with the same, disgust.
It's a little bite in the...
Senior standouts are a joke. I'll say it. I said it. They're dumb because I don't think because I got the best smile and you got best dressed. And, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't think either of us deserved those. How do you... Well, there is another person in our class.
Graham Gary.
Yeah, Graham Gary, who we hope to have on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Who is dressed nicely,
he does
consistently since sophomore, maybe freshman year.
Yeah, and it honestly, it kind of took me until the end of about halfway through my junior year to started dressing not like a bum.
Yeah.
I wore sweatpants every day without fail.
Yeah, I have never worn sweatpants in public. I've worn them. I used to only recently have I started having. I had a pair,
Mm-hmm. I haven't worn sweatpants in public since halfway through my junior year.
Hey, you know what? That's progress.
I intend to keep it that way.
I'll
First,
give that
thank
a
you,
clap.
thank you.
Yeah.
If you can see me bowing,
I can right now. Yeah. Graham, every Monday, dresses up in a suit.
and I applaud him for that.
And I think that's noble.
Mhm.
Like, no particular reason other than he wants to. You know, and while I don't care, personally, I do think that's pretty... That kind of deserves at least a high recommendation on my behalf of best dressed. And then, even not on Mondays. You know, Mondays aside, that's one day of the week, right? He still looks pretty sharp every other day.
He does. He does.
He's got, like, that leather,
You know, I actually, that is...
satchel.
I really want one of those.
I think I'm gonna get, like, a satchel. Probably not a leather one, but, like, a satchel or, like, an over-the-shoulder kind of bag for college. Because they look better.
They do.
And they're probably harder on your back, but
Yeah.
it's not like I'm gonna be carrying, well, I'll
I
probably
don't
be
actually
carrying
know how
those
much
many
I'll be
things.
carrying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably be carrying your instrument a lot. I'd get a gig case.
That's what I
Right.
actually, that's my parents were like, hey, are you gonna ever order that trombone case? I was like,
Oh, were you looking at one?
yeah, it's my birthday present, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I still haven't ordered it, though, and now I need to wait till summer, because, like, graduation.
Yeah, yeah. There's the crux.
The crux. The bane of my existence.
Yeah. Now, actually, my sister and I both got the best smile thing, because there's one male and one female for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And to sort of, like, go with the theme, we brought dental care products.
Dude,
brought
I think that's
mouthwash.
hilarious.
Yeah. I figure, I don't think I deserve this. I think it's dumb. But I might as well use this as a platform for a good message.
Dental hygiene.
Yeah, dental hygiene.
Yeah.
Not that I think any kids are going to be like, I don't want to be like those people. But maybe someone will look at the picture and just think, oh, I should brush my teeth right now. And I just had someone brush their teeth.
Oh, speaking of which, I should brush my teeth.
No, not...
No, you just keep talking.
Yeah,
I'll be back in approximately 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
wait, hold on. I really can't do this without you.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah,
after...
it's about time.
Yeah, sorry. It's 2 minutes, 30 seconds. You didn't stop recording, did you?
No, I didn't. Actually.
Okay. Oh, great.
Let's just continue with the topic.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, this senior sheet. Or,
Yeah.
Whatever. it
Standouts, whatever. Or the sheet, yeah.
Yeah, the sheet.
Yeah.
is. What was one of the other questions? I recall one of them was like your senior quote, which is...
One was advice to freshmen, one was your senior quote, one was if you could redo one thing in high school, and I forget what the second one was.
Yeah. The second one was like...
It was really stupid.
I honestly don't remember. I gave dumb answers for all of them. But what I did for my quote, I did the famed quote by Martin Luther King Jr. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Most people think of their senior quotes like all year, and even some people think of like, since the junior year they keep thinking of like, oh, that'd be a good senior quote. I was like, I'll do that one in maybe like 2 minutes, you know? I thought it was a good one.
You rewrote your senior quote like twice. He was like, oh, what if I did this? Ooh, but what if this is better?
My first one was going to be, took all the mirrors off my car because I never looked back. But I thought that was kind of dated.
And also you were quoting yourself.
That's true. My second one was, don't quote me. And neither of those I felt lived up to like a good senior quote that I'm going to look back on and still laugh at.
And personally, I think mine's pretty funny.
What is it?
Mine is, and I made sure to put this in quotation marks so they knew to use it.
Oh,
I'm
right.
not into senior quotes.
Yeah, that's one I think will be really good.
Personally, I think that's hilarious.
There are some people, I'm sure, and I think you and I both know people like this, who are going to use one really long, drawn-out quote that's like supposed to be super sentimental and inspiring. And honestly, I think that's so dumb.
No, when they came to ask me for the sheet, they told me, circle the one you want us to use, and I forgot to circle the quote one.
Jacob.
No.
That's all right. They're all good options. They didn't even
yeah.
ask me to circle one that I wanted.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, we could probably go to them now, and they'd be, slightly annoyed with us, but...
That's fair. Yeah, I'll just have to make sure I do that tomorrow. Okay, anyways, back to what you were saying.
Right. The other one, it was advice to freshmen.
Oh, yes.
Mine was put a metal fork in the microwave.
Mine was stop acting like a freshman as quickly as possible.
Yeah, or just stop being a freshman as quickly as possible.
I realize that takes a full, how long is the school day? Or school year, 180 days?
Something like that. What's the intro to Phineas and Ferb?
Well,
how long do they say the school year is?
There's 104 days of summer vacation.
Oh, okay, so 104. We got 365.
Yeah, so that's 284, but then you got to take in winter break and Thanksgiving break.
Yeah,
spring break.
Well, we'll call it a 240.
Yeah, we'll call it Yeah,
we'll call it 240.
Yeah, let's call it 240.
180, kind of far off from that.
Yeah.
This is going based purely off of guesswork, speculation, and Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little Phineas and Ferb.
Very true, very true. There's nothing wrong with a lot of Phineas and Ferb, but there still is too much Phineas and Ferb.
Is there?
There is.
All right.
There is. Trust me.
Building a rocket, or riding a mummy, or climbing up the Eiffel Tower. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I do really love that song though.
Well, I really can't remember that.
The second one? Yeah. Maybe it was well, I mean, we could talk about what is one thing you would redo in high school?
Oh, right, yeah. I did. The one I put down. I don't know if did you put one down for it?
I couldn't decide on one.
Okay. What would you have put down? If you could put down multiple.
There were a couple, because I could go with the really trivial answers, I would have grown up faster. Or, I don't know, there are so many events in high school that I would just do differently looking back now.
Yeah.
Because, senior year, and you specifically, is you've really chilled me out. And there's so many things that I would go back and just do entirely differently.
Yeah, but that's kind of predicated on, on a ridiculous scenario, right? Where somehow you can go back in time and change something. Mm-hmm. I think that's, time travel aside, I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
Because you went through... Are you happy with how things turned out?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely happy with the person that I am today.
And are you happy with everything you've learned up until now?
Despite the embarrassment, yes.
Yeah. It costed that. Those lessons cost something. Mm-hmm. And I think what some people conveniently forget when they talk about what would you do differently is that you had to learn what you know now one way or another, and you did. And to go back and redo something without those lessons learned, you'll be right in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And to go back in time with those lessons learned, that's just a ridiculous scenario.
Mm-hmm.
That'll never happen. And I think it's just depressing to think about, so I even consider it.
That's very true.
So, regardless of that, I did make one major mistake that I kind of really regret doing.
You sure you want to...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure.
All right, man. I'll let you take the stage then.
Well, as we've said before, anything we say on here is a reflection of who we are right now, not who we will be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Maybe I'll look back and disagree with this, but as of the moment, this is how I feel. You know? I would totally not do choir.
Mm-hmm. And
I said that on my senior sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to use that, because
Oh, yeah, it's that. Yeah.
But I answer honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give the answer they want. I'm going to give the answer that they asked for.
Yes. I personally can't agree with you there, because if I hadn't done choir, I wouldn't be going into music education. Well, at least not choral music education.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's been fairly important. I've definitely learned a lot of things that I'd like to do, and a lot of things that I would not like to do as a choir director.
How do you mean?
Over the course of this year, Mr. King and Mrs. Hepp, both of our music directors, have both taught me a lot. Each of them has definitely shown me a lot of things that I'd like to kind of take with me, that I'd like to do or implement when I finally graduate and hopefully get a job.
Things you want to emulate, right?
Things I want to emulate. But they've both also shown me some things that I don't want to emulate.
Mm-hmm. Like they're, and I think it's very much a growth mindset. You know, learn from the inadequacies of others.
And all right, I'm in no place to call like anybody inadequate, because you know what? They are in way more student debt than me right now. They paid for those degrees.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like they're more learned than you too.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm in any place to call anyone inadequate.
Yeah,
by any means.
But there are things that you see in them that you're like, I'm gonna try to avoid that if I can.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that too. Harkening back to the whole choir thing, I've just had an overall poor experience with it. I auditioned without any prior experience in choir, singing in general.
I did as well.
Yeah, we both did. We both somehow got into like the 20-person
top choir.
Yeah, I hate saying top choir because, you know, that kind of insinuates an air of superiority that honestly, is all too commonplace in that choir.
And the way it is now, honestly, I would say the Select's better anyways.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think Select is the larger, like, supposedly lower choir.
They definitely are equal, if not better.
I think they're equal.
Mm-hmm.
As for better, I think they're just not as apathetic, because they're like their average age is much lower than ours.
That's true. It's like freshman, sophomore for them.
Yeah, ours are like junior, senior, a lot of sophomores though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of seniors, a lot of sophomores. For them, it's younger. I just think they're kind of like the younger choir, right? And I feel like because they're younger, they're not nearly as so over the school year as everyone else is.
Yeah. They realize they still have to come back.
Yeah. They know, they're like, okay, well, I still got to do this for 3 or 2 more years. Whereas the seniors and juniors, I know. Because I felt like this when I was a junior, and I feel like it now as a senior more than ever. That the whole senioritis thing. Because it doesn't matter. You know? To me, how I perform in that class from now on, it doesn't matter. Because our choir competes. Mm-hmm. And we're over with that. We went to state and, like, did our stuff there. The slate is clean now. What else? Like, who cares what the next concert looks like? And I know some people are like, oh, well, it's your last concert. Don't you want to sound good? I don't care. You know?
I don't want to sound good because it's the last concert. I don't even care if we sound, like, good. I just don't want to sound terrible.
Yeah, I'm okay with a C, honestly. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's passing, and it gets me through it without looking back and being like, oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm okay with just decent now. Because I don't have to be good. It doesn't affect me being good at it now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I hope to continue singing in college, and I hope it's a completely different culture than the one in our current one in high school. But as of the moment, nothing, my performance right now doesn't change anything about my performance later. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
I totally, I get it. That doesn't mean I have to agree with it, but I definitely get it.
Yeah. What's your take on it, then?
Choir? I don't know, this is... Right now, I'm not exactly happy with the way things are going.
Right.
Does that mean that I will choose to not care? No. I don't know. I don't want to make a fool out of myself.
Why is that?
Why do I care still?
Yeah.
That is a really good question.
Do you feel like you just because you should?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, and I feel
kind of a sense of obligation. Like, yeah, if not for myself, for others, I should give at least one of 2 shits.
Yeah. I feel like I have some kind of obligation, but I don't feel... Actually, I get the sense of... I think I said that wrong. I get the sense of feeling like you have an obligation to it, but at the same time I recognize that I don't.
Yeah.
That I did my time, and, like, I've given you what you asked for. Please leave me alone. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? We're graduating. Yeah.
Yes.
It will soon, as we are so often reminded, it'll soon be behind us, and we won't have to really think about that anymore. We'll have bigger and more important things to think about. Not necessarily big and important things, but like bigger and more important.
Yes.
Yeah. So in college, I look forward to being the little guy again, like the freshman again.
Yeah.
Because people always talk about, at the end of high school, you're never going to have that experience again of going through something, that you're never going to get to retry it again. Isn't that kind of what I'm doing? I said earlier that that going through and redoing high school with the knowledge that you've earned is a ridiculous idea. But that's kind of what you're doing going through college. Learning more, but with the stuff you've already learned before from high school, right? Mm-hmm. And that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the same thing, if not better, than going back with the things you've learned.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
I think that's,
Yeah, yeah.
4 years, learned a lot. You learn a lot about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I sure as hell have.
Yeah. And now that it's over, look back and then kind of look forward, right?
Mm-hmm. If you could, if there's just a line of your past selves, one per year, you look back and they're all grouped together, waving you goodbye as you walk out the door.
That's a bit sentimental for me.
It is, but it's more of almost like an action movie. You turn, you give them a nod, and then you proceed out of the room.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah. To be the last in line in the next line.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Cool. Oh, man.
Yeah.
We're coming up with these such cool analogies. Man, this is profound as hell. Profound as hell. You can quote me on that. And with that...
I do believe we are over our time limit.
Yeah.
That's all right. It was worth it. Mm-hmm. This has been episode 2 of the Interlocutors.
I have been your co-host, Noah Miller.
And I have been your other co-host, Jacob Chestnut. Thanks for listening.